Today we're going to talk about Theo Wease, Trejan Bridges, and Jadon Haselwood and this faux 5-star wide receiver problem at Oklahoma. And all that's coming up after the bumper.
What do you mean you don't subscribe to my son's YouTube channel?
Mama, no!
Just snap the damn ball, RJ.
What's up, kid folk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. So it's OU related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time. And today we're going to talk about the 3 5-star true freshman wide receivers who are also early enrollees, Trejan Bridges, Theo Wease, and Jadon Haselwood. Now, before we get into this in the nitty gritty, we should say that Trejan Bridges is a 5-star according to Rivals, and then Jadon Haselwood and Theo Wease are 24/7 composite 5 stars. The last two guys are two of the top prospects in the 2019 class, let alone at wide receiver. And looking at each one of them individually, you can see why they are outstanding at the job of playing receiver and why Trejan Bridges could go either way. But when you look at a guy like Jadon Haselwood, you see a man who knows what it means to play during winning time. During the Georgia State Championship last year, they needed a touchdown to win. And he broke on a post route, made a play over the top of the defense. In the middle, free safety couldn't close the gap. He wins them the game. I also just love his game from the standpoint of if there is a jump ball in a one-on-one situation, he's probably going to win it. At 6'2.5", 6'3". He has the hands. He has the outstanding route running ability to do what you need to do on the outside. But Theo Wease, for me, is the guy with the most polish of this group. I am amazed at just how much he gets open when he ain't open. Okay? It's one of those where I've seen him be covered. I've seen them double cover him. I have seen him go up in between two defenders and come down with a rock. I mean, if you just go check the guy's huddle film and you see what he was doing at Allen, Texas, he's not just a matchup nightmare. He is unguardable in the high school level, and we're going to see how true that is at Oklahoma and at the Big 12 level. But to look at him is to see the best wide receiver for my money of this entire class. Theo Wease is the guy for which you might bet on to be the next CeeDee Lamb of all these guys. But Trejan Bridges can go either way. He can play inside, he can play outside, and I think at Oklahoma that means he's going to play that H-slot receiver position at 6'1", about $185. But Trejan has outstanding ability to just make it work. I mean, you see him go over the top. You can see him make the drag routes happen. They've double covered him on goal line situations, and he's still just gone up and got the rock. I mean, at the high school level, it's just unfair for either one of these guys to be covered or not covered by high school defensive backs, depending on how you want to look at it. But at Oklahoma, we're going to get to see how much of this translates. Now, I understand the underlying fear for many Oklahoma fans is, can you hold on to every one of these 5-star receivers throughout their entire college career? And the odds are no. You're going to lose somebody because of the nature of college football and the way that we've seen the transfer portal explode. There are over 400 football players at the Division I level in the transfer portal right now. And guys coming in and guys going out just makes it much more difficult to see and project where a guy could end up. For instance, A.D. Miller was all but set to go to Illinois. He's back at Oklahoma. Jalen Robinson can't get out of the transfer portal. Ron Tatum, defensive end, can't get out of the transfer portal. So I'm not necessarily sure that the market is what they think the market is, but I think for each one of these guys, if they decided they want to go after next year, there would be somebody who would want to give them a shot. There would be somebody who would say, hey, look, I'm going to give you the same opportunity that you had at Oklahoma. It just won't be the caliber of Oklahoma. It's not like they're going to come out of the transfer portal at Alabama. They're not going to come out of the transfer portal at Clemson. They would come out of the transfer portal, albeit at a lower Power 5 conference school. That's what you're talking about. And I don't think that they want to give that up. I don't think that 3 years in they would want to give that up. And because of what Lincoln Riley has said to start spring practice, where he believes they're kind of thin at that position, they're going to get opportunities to play because these are the guys that you were bringing in for the fall. Whereas in the secondary, you can't necessarily say that, right? You're still waiting on some guys to come and bolster the ranks on Alex Grinch's side of the ball, but you kind of got what you got at Oklahoma at wide receiver right now, and you know that CeeDee Lamb is going to be your number one. You know that. You also know that you got Michael Jones waiting there in the wings. Nobody's seen what Jalen Crawford could do, right? You might get Nick Basquine back for another year, but Basquine Still waiting to see if they're going to grant him that year of eligibility, and he's still playing the slot. And if you want to go with the slot receiver, yeah, Trejan's a good one, but you also have Lee Morris and you have Grant Calcaterra, who also kind of play that wide position where you could flex it out. But I think what's really going to be interesting to see who ends up opposite CeeDee Lamb on the other side of the ball. Is it Charleston Rambo? Seems like it, because he was the only guy on the roster that participated in Pro Day earlier this month. Now, it's not to say that Theo Wease could not usurp Charleston Rambo, and it's not to say that Jadon Haselwood or Trejan Bridges couldn't do it either. But I would think that it's going to be difficult for a true freshman to get the kind of snaps and the kind of catches, honestly, that even CeeDee Lamb had a few years back. And because the offense is probably going to be geared more toward running the ball, not because Jalen Hurts is not a great quarterback and he can't throw the deep ball and he can't throw the intermediate route, but because Oklahoma's a 50-50 offense and they have a bevy of running backs that they do want to hand the ball for, you're going to see whether or not these guys are in it to block, if they're in it for the short gainers, and if they will make the most of their opportunities when the ball does find them. And wide receiver is such a weird position, because every snap that is a passing play, you're out in a route not knowing if you're going to get the ball. And that's how you end up with divas at wide receiver going, just throw me the ball, right? I'll go get it. I'm open. Even when they're not open. And being able to deal with that as a guy who was not just the number one receiver, but the number one offensive weapon at his high school is going to be interesting, because not all guys are built for that. And there's no way to project that. There's no way to say this guy is going to get it when he gets to Oklahoma and he's going to understand where he works in the system and that he is not the system. And I think that is really difficult to teach to anybody, let alone a true freshman. Being an early enrollee certainly helps. You learn very quickly where you are in the pecking order. You learn what you have to do to get on the field. And if things go the way you think they're going to go, you're one of the first guys to get snaps. But how often does it really work out that way? And at that position, where again, you're not going to get the ball the whole time. So if either one of these guys ends up with 40 catches this season, I will be not shocked, but I'll be amazed, right? I'll be very just going, wow, y'all have come ahead of Michael Jones, A.D. Miller, Charleston Rambo, one of you, because again, ain't going to be all three. And that's the part that really makes OU fans flustered. But then there's the elitist among OU fans who are just like, no, we just reload. That's what we do. That's what Oklahoma does. I try to get it across to folks. That's not necessarily the way the recruits see playing college football. They all want to win championships. I mean, anybody wants to win a championship. They want to win Biletnikoff Awards as well. They want to win Heisman trophies. But you're not going to be able to sell kids on just winning championships if they're not having fun. Because you would say that winning is fun. No, playing the game is fun. All right? Ask any of the guys in the NBA who go for 50. They're having fun shooting the rock. They would like to win. They would like to win titles. And if you could be Golden State, be Golden State. That's fine. That's great. We all know that they don't have a problem. Where you have problems is when you have guys that aren't having a good time winning. And when you're not having a good time winning, when you're not on the field doing what you know how to do. Now, a lot of football is hard because there are a bunch of players. And you're playing on not just the offense or the defense, but you could be on any number of special teams. Kickoff, kick return, punt return, field goal block. And you're going to have to make the most of your opportunities at any one of those positions that you probably didn't play a lot of in high school, quite honestly. And you're going to have to get along with guys that are every bit as good as you. So I'm telling OU fans, like, if you want to be the person that says, we're Oklahoma, why is everybody going to Texas? Why is everybody going to USC? Why is everybody going anywhere else but Oklahoma, knowing what Oklahoma does as an offense? You're going to have to continue to answer the question, are they having fun? Are they being developed? And you could say that Lincoln Riley does a really great job of that, and I think that's why he got 3 5-stars in the 2019 class. But I continue to say, you can't expect that every year. And if one of the guys decides, I don't want to be here anymore, don't act like you're shocked. Nobody's saying that they won't be. I'm just saying call it like it is, all right? Look at the facts on the ground and look at how many 5-star groupings stay together outside of Alabama, who won championships, and Clemson, who is winning championships. You need to do something, and you need to do something great, because they didn't come here to just win a Big 12 championship. And they didn't come here to just make the college football playoff. They came here to win a national title. And that is how you're going to recruit going forward. All right, that's it for me. Deuces.